second rider. This is the third. This is our wild card. Celia Petrig, the Swiss rider, rolling out of Lux. She, as you said, she won the Nanda Freeride event earlier this season. She's been competing at Park. She's been competing at slopestyle, big air. I rode with her yesterday, and every single time she gets into the air, there's something. She's tweaking, she's grabbing. She's so comfortable in the air. So we'll see if the snowboarding side, if she's able to keep it together and get a few big airs under her feet, I think we're going to see a really strong run here from Celia.
Making her way in from start 2, it looks like she's lining up the similar entrance to Erica Vikander, where we saw a bunch of slough come down. So maybe Erica's cleared the way a little bit and she's able to ride through clean. Let's see.
Yeah, this one has been catching people out with its concavity as well. It's actually, often riders come out of there and it's narrower than they thought it was. You can see the slough still building there, but Celia holding it together as she makes a heel side turn over onto that right side, putting the toe side, and then she's just going to flash her way out of there into that nice slushy pow over on the side, slash turn there. So Celia Petrig clean through a really technical and challenging part of this Viltiloder venue.
Lining up the next part of the face. She's got a little hit for us here.
Yeah, catching that wind lip and then just tail pressing out of it. So Celia making her way across. She's never done anything like this. Yesterday, talking about how she's feeling pretty nervous, but also excited to be here, but really just trying to figure out what the sport is and how to do it in a really short space of time.
Well, what we've learned from the best is that the way to do freeride is just to have a her of a good time out there on the face, and if it feels fun to you, it usually looks fun to us. So I'm sure she's got a few more hits in the bag to bring to the face today.
Yeah, coming right up across the cliff. You can see her passing through. There's our guides and safety team are posted up. They built themselves a nice snow couch under the cliff face, and Celia now just sliding through. So this area doesn't have a lot of traction in it. Probably the softest part, the most sun-affected part of the face. As Celia just making her way down, it kind of rolls over here, and there's definitely, we've seen some good opportunity for some air, finding a natural feature there. So Celia Petrig 3/4 of the way down and heading back over towards the chute.
So being so new to freeride competition, scoping your line is going to be a really significant challenge, and I wonder if she's missed some of the airs that she had planned in that lower section. You can't see all of those details from the top, so it's a real skill to build up.
Yeah, and one of the most difficult ones for the riders to do, to be able to do that visual inspection. For you guys at home, these riders don't get to go on this face before the competition at all. They have to look at it from the ridge across and from beside, but they're not allowed on it. So every time they hit any feature, it's the first time they've even stood on the edge of it, and it's such a difficult skill to master for the riders. And as somebody coming from the slope and big air world, I mean, you get practice runs, you get training runs. Obviously, the jump is the jump, and as long as you can see the shape of it from the top, you kind of know what it's going to do. Difficult, changeable snow conditions all the way down. It's such an incredible skill. Solid through this top section for Celia. Fluidity, the only thing that the judge is not loving, and you could see that just in the pace that she was moving down the face in it.
Yeah, I do think she was maybe searching for more features than what she found. But that is why the 2-run format may play in her favor today, because she's been in the face now, she's scoped out a few hits, and she should be able to go back and link a few more features in for us.
What an experience. Wow.
You can see she's almost kind of just struck by it. What an experience. She said, wow. So yeah, as you said, you know, when you're trying to find your way to your features and you're not really totally sure where they are, and it's a lot. The helicopter's in your face, so 54 points for second.
Of Switzerland, and I don't think she was happy with her first run, so she'll be looking to find a few more features to pack in, bump up her line score, and hopefully bring in some of those freestyle elements that we know and love her for.
Yeah, such a difficult task for somebody from the slopestyle world to just drop into the Freeride World Tour on one of the biggest, gnarliest faces on the whole circuit. never done this before, never done visual inspection before, and then just like, well, here you go, have at her. And we saw it a little bit with Celia's approach on the first run, but I think, as you say, run number 2 is going to be, she's got one in her belt now, or under her belt, and she's going to be able to kind of come out swinging a little bit. So Celia going back to the well in this this far couloir. It's out of the sun now. What do you think that's doing to the snow?
I think we might have a refreeze situation going on. I don't think it'll be too bad within this chute, but I think it's a better option to go in here than to the Housel at this point in the day. And she's working her way through there. There's not so much difficulties with slough now, and she's probably moved through that a little more fluidly than in her first run. She's sitting in 3rd position right now for this event, so if she can lock in a few more cliffs and bring in some freestyle features, we can see her bump that right up.
Yeah, already cleaner than she was through there on the first run. 180 off that riding out switch and then reverting back around to regular. So Celia looking way more aggressive already than she did in the first run.
And bringing a lot more pace as well. She's looking pretty smooth out there.
So skipping those features, the judges are going to notice that anytime you ride past a feature, the line score really goes down. They kind of work on a thermometer system with the scoring, and it goes hot when you fly off stuff, and then it cools when you go past stuff. So that's definitely going to affect the line score for Celia as she now comes into this lower section, picking things up again.
Taking a little air there with a grab.
Love the method. That is this skier's favorite snowboard trick. And now putting her foot on the gas, Celia moves across out into the really slushy part of this lower section of the Vilseloader. You can see the track she's leaving, just dreamy surf conditions down there.
She's got a couple more features that she could pack in there if she can locate them. And she's moving her way down into the lower cliff band, hopefully finding a nice little takeoff there.
Yeah, and lining herself up on top of this one, sliding in on the heel side edge, catching the grab, and clean out. So Celia definitely making a case for herself to move up, where we're seeing her hit those big features and bringing the thermometer and the temperature back up at the bottom, which is a pretty smart move. You got to get those temperatures firing. You know, it's beach weather, so we want it hot at the bottom here. Celia now surfing her way down the lower section of the venue. That is going to be it for her 180, and then buttering back around, having fun out here. She was so excited to be invited and involved in this Freeride World Tour event. You could just see she was buzzing, kind of so stoked to be around the other riders and just get to be involved in something brand new for her.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope she just has a really great experience today, and it motivates her to dip more into the freeride world, because bringing in that creative freestyle approach into the snowboard women category, it would be super sick. So airing into that chute, I think the judges will notice that, and it'll bump up her score a little bit, not just to ride into that exposure, but to back yourself to take a bit of air in there. And then this bottom air was solid as well. She definitely washed some speed coming into it, but landed it really well. So fluidity is a little down, but really good for control, and I think that will be an improvement on her first score.
Yeah, that was a steep learning curve there for the Swiss wildcard, but definitely showing that she learned a ton just from the first run. I mean, that is a limited field of experience to draw from when you've done one run, and then you gotta figure it out and really quickly take that experience and apply it to run number 2. And she moves up a bunch, 61. So she's actually put herself into second place